Hello, everyone. My name is Doris Frencha, and I am the co-host of the Fort Worth HR Benefits and Compensation Pig. And this is our October meeting on financial wellness. I'm super duper excited that we have Tina Marie Martinez from PNC. Yes, PNC Bank, guys, offers some amazing financial wellness benefits that I had the pleasure of learning about just a few months with her, and I'm already slated some of my clients that would love to take advantage of what Tina Marie and PNC offers. So I'll hand it over to my co-host, Miss Susan Snipes. You want to introduce yourself, and then we will get the party rolling.
Hello, I'm Susan Snipes. I am the owner and principal consultant of Employee HR Pro, and I support small businesses and startups with everything as it relates to human resources. And for the larger companies that have an HR team, then you can tag me in as project support. So that's me. Very nice to meet you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Susan, and thank you for being my co-host. All right, I've been waiting to get this information in front of y'all. This is super exciting. It is a game changer when it comes to attracting and retaining talent, because that's what we're here to talk about today. And so, Miss Tina Marie, I am going to turn my video
Thank
off.
you.
If you want to do the icebreaker question that we have fun with
Yes.
on the peg, if you
I
want
love
to
it.
share the old people stuff you do in between your bio, then feel free. Not to put you on the spot, but the floor is yours, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Duddies, for inviting me. I look forward to connecting with each of you after this call. But I started thinking about that question as we were kind of all contributing. The old, I just turned 54 this summer. And so I'm already doing old people things. I mean, I don't think of 54 being as old, but it is a little bit, right? So I no longer drive on a weekend further than maybe 10 miles if I want to go get something to eat, watch a live band. I live here in North Texas, so there's so many amenities. We've got Alliance, we've got Roanoke, that area. So me and my husband, we laugh because we were talking to our friends the other day and they were asking us if we wanted to go to Plano to go watch a venue. And we just had to think, we had to stop and think like we probably need to get a hotel. We're probably not gonna want to drive. So I think that officially makes me older
Oh,
because before I would drive to Plano in a heartbeat, 3 or 4 times a week. That all my friends live on that side of town, and it was no big deal. Now I feel like I have to plan a whole thing around it. So that's kind of one of the old people stuff I do, and sleep. I do love to sleep, so I don't take naps. I'm not a napper. If I'm gonna go down, I gotta go down for the whole night. The whole day because I'm just you don't ever know what kind of Tina Marie you're gonna have when if I wake up in a nap. So, but yes, that's me in a nutshell on the old things I do. But my name is Tina Marie. I'm gonna share my screen really quickly. It's a pleasure meeting everyone today. I'm gonna take myself off video and I'm gonna share my screen. And if Darius or somebody can come off mute and tell me when you can see my screen, that would be amazing. Let's
I
see here.
sure will. Okay, I see it loading
You
up.
see it?
And
Okay, and
yeah,
so
if
I
I open
also
it up a little bit more, then that will be perfect.
yes. Okay, let me see here. I'm trying to see if I can how that little window where you're trying to
Yeah.
share the screen,
Go
and
down to the bottom right,
there
Tina
it is.
Marie, and you'll
Yeah,
see that. Go over a little bit more. One more.
to reading
One
view
more. Yes.
slideshow. There we go. All right,
Ooh,
so welcome to the 2024 Fort Worth HR Benefits and Compensation. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I am a vice president and financial wellness consultant for PNC's Organizational Financial Wellness, and I serve the Dallas and Fort Worth market. I'm also a PNC certified women's business advocate. I work alongside our PNC commercial and institutional banking team to provide financial wellness solutions to employees of large and or even mid to large companies. I represent the PNC Workplace Bank at Work program, our Financial Wellness Achievement Center. We also have a PNC Benefit Plus Health Savings Account, Lifestyle Savings Account, FSAs, and more. I began my career back in 1997. I know I'm dating myself, right? So I just told you how old I was anyway. But I moved through various positions, including when I was just a little banker, up to a district manager and a retail sales coordinator before I assumed my current role as a financial wellness consultant here at PNC. I've earned a variety of awards for outstanding leadership and customer care and performance, and I have a true passion for helping people's financial wellness and their goals. And the companies, the human resource, the CFOs, CEOs of the world that own or manage companies. I have a huge passion with finding financial wellness to reduce financial stressors in the workplace. I'm also an ambassador for the Metroport Chamber of Commerce for more than 3 years, and I'm also a member of the Fort Worth Chamber. So a pleasure meeting you guys on the call today. I can't wait to meet you again. But today we're going to talk a little bit about the new findings. We recently did a survey this year to talk about some multi-generational financial wellness findings that I'm going to share with you. And I also want to talk about how employers can strengthen their benefit programs within budget. And we're going to finally allow you to be able to see what PNC offers to be able to tailor a financial education wellness program at your company. And then, of course, we're going to talk about how we can meet up individually to talk a little bit more about some of the questions you have here and that you've already have in conjunction with that towards the very end of the program. So how does that sound? Great. All right. So I want to share, yes, I want to share a little bit about our survey because it was very eye-opening. And I know that right now the employee base that you have is, affects C-suite all the way down to the broad base of your employees. And when we did this survey, it was very eye-opening, addressing the evolving needs of a multi-generational workforce. We have all types of ages, working for us. And so here is some of the information I would like to share with you, because I think it's important that we know about what our findings were in comparison to even just 2023. So we understand that no matter what stage of life that employees are in, achieving financial security is a top priority for workers spanning multiple generations. And we find that it's highly important for employers to know as well. When employees operate from a position of sound financial footing, the benefits are clear and measurable, both in terms of organizational performance and on a personal level. This was a great key takeaway on identifying the evolving needs of multi-generational American workforce study, and it was conducted by the PNC Financial Wellness Job Line. So the people on my team, the executives of our team did this study, and the purpose was to understand how financial responsibility is impacting both American workers and employers, and what employers can do to improve their workers' financial wellness with an eye to a different of sentiments and challenges of a multi-generational workforce. The goal behind this research was to help employers get a better understanding on the specific and varied needs of their workers so they can hire and retain great talent spanning multiple generations. Having this understanding is critical because offering the right employees benefits can have an important role in learning the stress and helping workers feel more financially secure. It can also help businesses fully optimize their benefits budgets. That's a word, right? How can I afford to have these opportunities to benefit my employees? And as many businesses continue to face financial pressures from the current macroeconomic climate, inflation is real, right? I know we're all feeling that. While employers and their workforce may agree that workers' financial well-being is important, survey results show that the opinions vary when it comes to what organizations should do to help workers achieve financial stability. Finding solutions that resonate with American workers today, it becomes more complicated for employers, especially when factoring in the varying needs of multiple generational divides. So we took the opportunity to be able to look at it from the American employer point of view.
Correct.
So I'm going to share with you some things that we found on the survey from that, and then I'm going to share the employee's point of view and what that survey showed us. So, in the employer point of view, 3 out of 4 employers say
Great.
workers. Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt you. We're still on the agenda slide. Is that where we
Oh,
should be?
yes, because I'm going to. Here's where we're at right here. The finding.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
No worries. Yes,
I'll
thank
say
you
in
for keeping me
my
on point, though.
mind.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, no worries. I'm actually just kind of speaking to the statistics on the survey, and then we're going to share the more of the PNC's structured ways. So, speaking of the point of view for the employer, the survey, 3 out of the 4 employers say workers' financial stress negatively impacts operations. Results showed that 78% of employers said they believe that their workers are financially stressed, up from 71% in 2023. So that's quite a bit of up, right? And they found that the stress level has an impact on the workplace. 9 out of 10 employers say that their financial position is better or the same as last year, but they feel more financially squeezed. In terms of the challenges contributing to the 63% of employers cited an increase in benefit costs. And I know for those of you on the phone here, I know that you guys are seeing that, right? Things are going up. The cost of keeping people the benefits that you currently have gone up. There's also been a 55% higher cost of goods, 54% of worker retention, and 51% recruiting, and 46% maintaining the competitive salaries. You know, what can we do to make sure that people don't leave for 50 cents more across the street or to a competitor? And that is all just an increase from 2023 to 2024. So this year, we're seeing that has impacted the companies. 1 in 4 employers and workers think more benefits can enhance a person's financial security. Benefits were ranked the top way employers can help their workers feel more secure, followed by financial education, better communication, benefits, pay increases, and greater employee 401k contributions. There's a lot of companies that I've worked for, that I've worked with over the past couple of years that didn't really have a 401 to offer, and they implemented that because they know that is a game changer for retaining and attracting talent. Now, I also wanted to share the American worker point of view on the survey. So we just spoke to you on your point of view on what we surveyed. Now we're going to speak with what your employees' point of view is. 3 hours per week is how long an American worker spends worrying about their personal finances at work. Can you imagine doing that every day or on a weekly basis? Among women, 77% say that they feel financially stressed compared to the 62% of men. 3 in 5 workers said they are living paycheck to paycheck. This sentiment is highest with our Gen Z and our millennials. And only 1 in 3 surveyed workers have used a financial planner in the last 3 years. Gen X workers were the least likely to generate the generation to have had a planner, with only 26%. And most of the reasons why all the other generations didn't do it is because they feel like they don't have enough money or they can't afford it. So this data that we have is just eye-opening because of what is going on. So I'm going to move on over to this slide. And this kind of gives a little bit of an overall. Now, this is a 2024 survey I shared with you, but I want you to take a look at what we did back just even post-COVID or even pre-COVID before. So many people are still just getting back on their feet. They're still stressing out. 2 and 3 of your adults that work for you right now or that are working right now say that money is a significant source of stress in their life. 32% haven't tried to figure out how much money they need to live comfortably for retirement. 70% say they are concerned about the impact of COVID-19 on their finances. People lost their jobs. Some of us were not essential, right? Many of our households maybe lost their job or got laid off during that time, or maybe both of them got laid off. And so they're just now trying to get back into the workforce a couple of years ago, but that still doesn't mean that that debt doesn't come behind them or their savings aren't depleted. And we also find that overall, it impacts the total number of money on production for companies when employees are impacted by financial stress. So this is just a little bit of a survey here, a little bit of a chart here of how it impacts. And as you can see, Gen Z adults and millennials are the top of the 50 and 40% bracket of all of the others. Doesn't mean that nobody else is affected, but most of those are in that generations. This is one of my favorite slides, I think, because I think when we take a look at our companies and what it does it affect our bottom line. Think of the company that you work for and think about your human resource, your CFOs and your CEOs of the company. And when you have employees that do have some financial stress, taking a look at the number of employee count that you have now, 1,000, employees to 100 employees, look at the cost of the annual loss in production because of time lost, stress, they're not really engaged. It's affecting their productivity at work. It can cost thousands, even millions of dollars in the workforce. And so I'm happy here to share some of the solutions that we have in order for you to be able to build a benefit program within budget. And everybody loves free, right? Everybody loves, what can I get the more bang for the buck for the less amount, or quality? Lots of times I want to make sure I have quality financial education. I want quality benefits so that I can better serve my employees so that everyone is satisfied. So as you're thinking, as we're talking and moving, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the questions that you might have on your mind. When I assess a human resource person, a CHRO or a CFO, when I'm talking to them about and consulting them about a great customized tailored program to help with their financial education in their workplace, we think of these things. And here are some of the questions that I ask, is what are we doing with our mid to upper level management? What kind of industry challenges are we experiencing for mid or upper level management? And what is the onboarding practices around compensation to mid and upper management? And you can jot these things down or just start thinking about it and, as the wheels are turning. In regards to your 401, think about what type of education programs do you currently offer through your retirement plan? Do you do it annually? Is it something that you do online? Is it a phone call, an 800 number that you offer to get? Is it the benefit fair that you rely on every year that you expect your 401k advisor to be there to address and help with participation? And what is the current process to uncover financial wellness topics that are important to your employees on how they can maximize their participation and understand their 401k plan? They're not participating today. What do we have out there to educate them on how they can afford and should be able to afford and would want to afford to be able to have a long-term savings account plan? Employee financial wellness resources. Tell me about your banking services or current programs around your employees achieving their financial goals. And what specific types of financial programs do you offer? I work with a lot of companies that offer the Dave Ramsey program, and it's a great program. I'm a fan of Dave Ramsey, but there's a cost associated to that. Wouldn't it be nice if you could have an in-person or even webinars, just like we're doing today, to be able to offer that program with no cost to the company? And it gives quality webinars and education. I would sign up all day for it, correct? So we're being able to save some companies money just by taking that off the table with our PNC services. And also, around student debt, what are you hearing from employees currently right now about the student debt issue? During COVID, that was all kind of put to a freeze. All the student debt was put on hold. October of last year, that hold came up and they started having to go back and pay their student debt. Inflation came, right? Have you done any surveys? Have you been hearing anything at the water fountain and concerned about how it's harder to afford even just, you know, not putting off buying a house, not being able to put off with, maybe getting a new vehicle or even having children for some young married couples because of the student debt. So we help provide that opportunity for us. And so be thinking about if you've been hearing that. And then also taking a look at what you currently have around tuition reimbursement and our student debt with your provider and how they're administered and what is the participation. We have found that we can allocate funds through that. So think about that. Other employee benefits, what other educational tools does your current provider provide to help your employees maximize their HSA, FSA, if you have it currently? If you don't, what can you do to offer it? And how can we pair up to do that? And what are some of the other employee benefits that you offer or that you would like to potentially offer? We rolled out a lifestyle savings account recently this summer, which is amazing. Dependent care, Key 2A, HRAs, you can name it. We want to make sure that you fully maximize your employees' benefit experience. And so as we're going through what PNC is offering to consult you and your company on a tailored way, be thinking about some of these questions that we have asked here today, just to kind of get your mind and your wheels spinning. So I love this little slide here because this is all of the different, probably the areas, if maybe some, if not all, some of these things where you engage on it with employees during events, or you do these annually. In some cases, you hire, weekly. Some people hire monthly. But we're in the position of being able to ask those questions. When do we ever see our employees' appointments? Who do I refer my employees currently? Financial wellness clinics, educational workshops and seminars. Do you currently have any in place? The famous benefit fairs, where we're really geared up at PNC. We're going to many benefit fairs and we're seeing a lot of new faces and educating people as to why they should take advantage. And of course, our new hire orientations. So with that being said, we're rounding out to the end of what we offer here at PNC. So at PNC, we really believe in consulting with the human resource CFOs or CEOs, depending on what page or what side of the tracks we're on. And we also encourage brokers to attend our meetings so that they can help consult and advise you as well based on the programs that we have. Now, we talked about within budget. And so PNC has a bank at work program that is completely complimentary. What does that have? What does that do? What is that you offer that's complimentary? Our Bank at Work program gives employees access to special cash incentives and benefits that they may not be receiving at their current bank. It also helps with financial education. We do a lot of one-on-one educations. We do captive audiences. The great thing about it is it's also administrative burden free. So say, for example, I talk with you about where's the best place and when's the most time that we can see the most people during the work day. A lot of people say, oh, can you come in the break room? Or, we're having a staff meeting and we're really focusing on the financial wellness. We're doing physical wellness. This would be a great tool for us to be able to introduce the PNC banking program that's free and be able to get a survey from our employees based on the conversations that you're having at the workplace, and being able to come back and tell me, what are they saying about our benefits? Why are they participating? Why are they not participating? What is some of the stressors that they're having, and what kind of webinars would be great to do in the future? We customize this Bank at Work program. You say when, what time, how long to stay. And then we also come in a few times during the year, which is amazing. And along with that financial education, just to come with, we also offer the instructor webinars that are virtual. The great thing about this virtual on 24 is what we call it, is we're able to give you a live webinar. We have a menu from like 12 to 18 courses and workshops that we can offer your employees. They register just like we register today here, and then they have access to that webinar for up to 30 days, which is amazing because if they want to go back and share it or they weren't able to catch the webinar on that specific topic, they're able to go back and still kind of go back in. The great part of it is when they are being able to do live, we can do it in person and have a we go to conference rooms, we set up the whole television or whatever they have got, monitor, and we put it on. They can actually engage in some of these webinars where the person that's doing the webinar can see the questions and they can address the answers, or they can also connect with them after the webinar to do a one-on-one, more of a one-on-one appointment. It's an amazing opportunity for us to be able to achieve the financial wellness achievement. I'm not sure if you guys, the question was, is what are you currently offering for your employees digitally, or if you're offering any kind of program that kind of just comes with that they can do on their own. Our financial wellness achievement offers an online and on-demand education. It is a URL platform that's designed for your company where employees can go in. They ask a few 5 or 6 questions about their own personal budgeting, their personal credits, their personal, debt. And it is on a point-based system. And a lot of companies are loving this because they get a report of the number of employees that are using the URL link and that are participating. They don't see all the details, obviously, because that's private, but they're finding that the number of employees that engage, it has like a learning lounge in there. It has even some other workshops that are affiliated with that URL. And employers are able to incentivize or recognize employees who are engaged with their financial education tool and be able to offer them a free a gift card, or they're recognizing them with a certificate. We actually provide PNC swag so that they can be recognized on a quarterly or monthly basis, or however you would like to do that. And that's also a free and complimentary service. Retirement services. We really believe that everyone should take a look at their 401k plan to see where there's costs being administered for the administrative fees, services. We want to take a look at the education piece. We find that many companies do get some education, but it's not in person or it's once a year. PNC actually advocates for the education. It just comes with. So we encourage you, to think about getting with one of our fiduciary people on our team to be able to do a complimentary review just to take a look and see what you're currently paying, what the participation rate is. And then my team comes in and helps educate to increase that participation. And that's completely complimentary. We have a health and benefit account. PNC Benefit Plus can streamline your employer and spending administration, and we can drive employees to be able to better understand how to utilize their health savings account, their flexible spending account, the lifestyle savings account that I just mentioned, and the dependent care and all of the other benefits. We can also turn this on at any time during the year. So if you just made maybe you're with a different company like Optum or HSA Bank or anything like that, and if you wanted to compare apples to apples of what we offer for that solution as a benefit, then we are more than welcome to have a meeting. And then we also say we can also implement that anywhere between 5 to 7 days, and you can still make it before the end of the year, or you can do it at any time of the year. And we work with the putting all of the portfolio and all of the building of that out with our implementation team. Great opportunity. We have some really great services on that, and we have some really great competitive and even less than some of our companies that we have out there as far as cost. Student Debt Solution Program, we are paired up with Candidly, and we have a holistic program that helps employees identify forgiveness options, refinance student loans, better management repayment, and receive match contribution, which is great. We have rolled that out about 2 years ago. We're finding that there has been a huge interest around what can I do to help my employees reduce the cost of student debt or even forgive it. And so we have demos that we would love to share that you can see it from what the employer side would look like when we implement that benefit to you, as well as what the employees' experience is like when they apply for the student debt program. And we can customize that differently, and we'd love to have a meeting with you on those, the Health Benefit Plus program, as well as the student debt. We have demos for both of those. And the last but not least, the most crazy part of this is that earned wage access. Has anyone ever heard of the earned wage access? It is a daily pay. We are powered by daily pay. We call it PNC Earned It here at PNC, but it is a great way for employees to stay on track of their paycheck and on their bills, emergency expenses, and also they are able to customize when they can save their money. This earned wage access program is also complimentary to the company. So the employer does not have a cost associated with the earned wage access. The employees can get up to 80% of their payroll and they still receive a paycheck on regular payday. They're able to do this on their mobile phone. They're able to do it online. It's a cost to them if they want the money instantaneously. But if they need the money in a few days, knowing that something's coming up or a bill's being paid, or they need the emergency funds, they don't need to have to worry about a service charge if they know that that's something that's coming up. So that's one of the great things about the earned wage access. And so that's a little bit of us here at PNC in a nutshell in regards to what we offer. We customize. You don't have to have all of these benefits. We'd love for you to if it fits your company's needs. But we do find that our Bank at Work program and our financial education and especially our health and benefit accounts are really the three most key items and most popular that our employers start with. So that's me for here, and I'm going to share my information again, just so that you can have it. I love to connect with each of you individually. Tell a friend, tell a coworker, tell a company if they weren't on here today about our organizational financial wellness program and some of the statistics that we found here today.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tina Marie.
You're
This is
welcome.
phenomenal. You've got some great questions and feedback. I'm going to stop the recording, but just before I end it, for those of you watching us virtually, get in touch with Tina Marie. She said complimentary, aka free and quality.
Yes.
Quite a few times, and it's just a no-brainer. This is why she is personally one of the Benefit Boutique's partners when it comes to financial wellness. So let me stop the recording. Thank you so much, Tina
You're
Marie.
welcome.
Where's the recording? Okay, there we go.